guys, so today I am doing a Q&A video. I posted to Instagram 4 days ago, according to my phone, just asking for Q&A questions, and I got a pretty good response. So I'm going to go through and try to answer as many of these as I can. My Instagram is always linked down below in the down bar if you don't follow me there. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So I think the thing that I got asked the most was how many nail polishes do I have? And actually up until a few days ago, I didn't have an answer to that. I kind of didn't want to know. I destashed probably about 400 or so indies. I did keep all of my mainstream polishes, even the ones that I didn't really care for, just because I know that every time I post a swatch video of a new mainstream collection, I get asked a lot of times how this polish compares to this polish. If I don't have them to stick together, then I can't answer that question. So I did keep a lot of those, and then I kept a lot of indies. I probably could go through and do around 2 destash. Actually went through and organized my collection the other day, and I pulled a few more out, but roughly it's about 3,000. There is a lot of nail polish in this room, and it is absolutely ridiculous. A couple people asked what my favorite polish of all time is, and that's not one that I have an answer to. That is a very, very difficult answer. I don't think I could think of one specific polish that is an all-time favorite. What's your favorite thing to do when you're not swatching or filming? The majority of the time I am swatching or filming or packing orders for 9-0, but I just like to do nothing. When I have so much to do during the day that my favorite thing to do is nothing. I like to sit and just like veg out and do nothing. Lately, my husband and I just upgraded our cable package or our satellite package so we could get Fox Sports 1 so we can watch UFC fights. So it's either watching UFC or, and I play a lot of Animal Crossing as well. Those are like my wind down things are MMA and Animal Crossing. So I'm kind of really actually lame. Someone asked what my favorite kind of nail art was or what kind of nail art I want to get into. That was kind of like one of my unspoken New Year's resolutions, was to do more nail art, because I have like this huge drawer next to me here full of nail art things. And so that was one of my unspoken resolutions, was to try to get into nail art. Right now the struggle is just painting my nails. I do so many swatches and pictures and videos and things like that that by the time I'm done with all of those, I don't really want to spend the time to paint all 10 nails one more time if I don't have to. So right now I'm trying to just get into actually like painting my nails more often or daily again like I used to, because if you haven't noticed, the last like month's worth of videos I haven't had my nails painted. I spend so much time painting my nails that I don't want to do it one more time, and then I spend the next like 3 days thinking like, why the heck am I not wearing nail polish? So one of the things I want to do is start painting my nails more often, and then on top of that get more into nail art. I don't really think I have a specific kind of nail art that I want to do, or that's like my favorite kind. I don't really do a lot of nail art ever. I was never that really good at it, so it's going to be a learning experience to try to figure out what I like and what I don't like. Where do I buy my nail polish? Most of the indies that I review are sent to me. Basically any indie company ever, I will just buy directly from their website. Head to Toe Beauty is really good. 88 Beauty is good. For those, my favorite place I think is Head to Toe Beauty though, for Essie and China Glaze especially. Because their prices are so reasonable and they ship so fast. Someone asked how I got into nails. I had a couple of these, like how I got into YouTube videos and how I got into doing nails. I did makeup videos for a while and I was really, really bad at it. And then kind of being into makeup kind of got me into nail polish, and I just liked that so much better that I just kind of like gravitated away from the makeup thing and into the nail polish thing, and that was that really. There wasn't any special like aha moment. I just kind of fell into it, I think. A lot of people asked what made me decide to start 9-0. It was an interesting experience. It's something I've wanted to do for years, and I'm really glad that I didn't do it until now, because I think if I had started to do it a few years ago when I didn't know as much about polish as I know now, I think it would not have been good. I have some friends that are indie sellers that kind of like poked and prodded me and encouraged me to do it, and then it was just a lot of research and a lot of trial and error and a lot of experimentation, and finally I launched. Again, it wasn't like a giant aha moment. It was just something that I had been wanting to do and felt like now at this point in my life I had the knowledge to actually do it well, and so I chose to dive into it now. Someone asked, how I handle a full-time job, YouTube videos, and 9-0. I actually don't do the full-time job anymore, which I was kind of like wary to say, because a lot of people like kind of look down on the full-time YouTubing thing, but that's definitely not all I'm doing. I'm doing the YouTube thing and the 9-0 thing, and when I was working 40 hours a week, and then I was coming home and doing orders and trying to get videos up, and I was literally working day and night. I would get up 2 hours early for work, and I would work on all that stuff, and then I would go to work, and then I would come home and I would work on all that stuff, and I would go to bed at like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, and I would do it all over the next day, 7 days a week, and it was draining me. And so I finally had to sit down with my husband, and we talked about it, and I was like, you know, I can either just throw the nail polish thing right out the window and just shut that business down so that I can keep my full-time job, or I can take a risk and quit that job and try to do 9-0 full-time. And so it was an entry-level desk job, so it's not like I can't find another one of those if I need to. So rather than like throw my dream out the window for an entry-level desk job, I just decided to go for the 9-0 thing and figured I can find another job if I need it. But right now it's going really well. So, but now it's to the point where like I'm so busy now just with the two, just with YouTube and 9-0, I can't picture how I could have possibly ever had a full-time job on top of it. Like I really, even now, it's only been 2 months since I left that job, and I cannot possibly picture how I could have done that. Another question asked what the best part of running 9-0 is, and I think it's really, really exciting for me, and it's a huge gap between these two things happening, but it's really exciting for me to think up a polish in my head, to make it and make it work well, put it in a bottle, sell it to someone, send it to them, and then to see their pictures pop up on Instagram of something that was like just an idea in my head, you know, 3-4 months prior. So that's the coolest part for me, is to see pictures of other people wearing my polish, especially like seeing how I was able to take it from up here to on their nails on the other side of the country. It was really exciting for me. I had a lot of people ask what my favorite base and top coat are. I honestly I think I have a favorite top coat. My favorite base coat, I don't have it over here, is the CND Sticky. I really, really like that one. That one has always worked really well for me. I'm still kind of playing around back and forth between top coats. I don't think I've found a top coat that I love more than any other ones. Someone asked what main brand I would want to collaborate with if I had a chance to make a nail polish collection with them. I would have to say Essie, but only if I could like really get elbow deep into the creation process and make sure that the formulas were good and that the colors weren't dupes of other Essie polishes and stuff like that. Like if I just threw them some colors and they made some polishes and that was that, I don't think I'd do it. But if I could like really get into it and like make a good Essie collection, that's what I would want to do. I actually have a video coming up on like a dupes video. It's an Essie edition of the dupes video where it's just times that Essie has duped themselves, and I have a bunch for that video, but I just kind of ripped them a new one on the Retro Revival review, so I'm trying to like let a little bit of time pass before I rip them again with the dupes video. Someone asked what the most stressful part. I mentioned the most enjoyable part of having my own nail polish line, and someone asked the most stressful part. The most stressful part is just trying to get everything done. Especially like when I launched the holiday collection, I had like 700 bottles, and I really thought that I had enough to get me through a little while, and they were sold out in like a half an hour, and I was freaking out. And my mom had to come and spend the night, and we spent 2 full days packing orders. And then when I restocked, she had to come spend the night again, and we spent another 2 full days packing orders and sending them. So that's the stressful part. Launches are the stressful part for me. I'll never not do a pre-order again, because I didn't do a pre-order for the holiday collection, and it disappeared like that. So I'll probably forever do a pre-order from here on out. But the most stressful part is just having a stack of paper like this thick of orders and trying to get through it all when you're 1 or 2 people. So that's stressful, but it's worth it, I guess, because it is really exciting to see how many people like actually want to own something that I made. Someone asked what camera I use. I do my filming and my pictures with a Nikon D5100. It's a few years old now. It's kind of starting to crap out of me a little bit, but it works for the most part. Someone asked how long I've been married. We've been married for 3 years. It'll be 3 years in June, but we've been together for 7, which makes me feel really old. Someone asked how many bottles of Pacific Blue I own. I have 2.5, because I'm halfway through my first bottle, and then I have 2 backups. And then if there's any indie brands that I'm dying to try but haven't. I can't think of any right now. I kind of crossed a few off my list in my last haul, because I tried Rescue Beauty Lounge before they were gone, and then I tried Colors by Leroux. Those were 2 that I really did want to try, and I crossed those off my list. And I can't really think of any right now that I haven't tried that I really want to try. I know there are some, I just can't think of them. Someone said, aside from YouTube, what's your favorite job that you've ever had? And I want to talk about this because I love that job, and I will never have another job that made me that happy. I would even like quit YouTube to do that job. That's how much I loved it. when I was in college, I worked in on-campus security, and so I was like this, I was a rent-a-cop basically, but it was so much fun, especially in the summers. The people that I worked with were some of my best friends that I had ever made at that school, and summer third shifts when there's like nobody on campus and we had keys to every door and could like get up into attics and stuff, and we would just like go exploring. We would do everything that we had to do for our shift like really quickly, and then we would spend the whole rest of the shift exploring. And I mean, first shift would come in and we'd just be like filthy, just covered in like cobwebs and dust, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. I loved that job so much. And obviously when I wasn't in school anymore, I couldn't have the job because it was reserved for students. So I had to let that go, but I loved that job. I will never have a job that I loved as much as that one. So some kitty cameos were requested, so I'm waking everybody up. She just woke up. She's been sleeping in the bathroom lately, which is weird. But this is Lily, who's not the most lovable cat ever unless you're on the toilet. And then this is Squeaky, who I also just woke up and is not happy with me. Squeaky and Lily, you can kind of see, are both just massive cats. I don't know why they're so huge. I'm pretty sure she, at least for sure, and maybe Lily has some Maine Coon in her. She's the old grumpy one, like queen of the castle around here. And this is Cricket, who's not gonna stay very long. And we're gone. Oh, now you want to come back? Huh? Now you want to come back? She's back. Not happy, but back. Okay. Someone asked favorite song, movie, TV show. I don't even know if I could name a song that's been made since 2005. I'm kind of stuck in like 15-year-old angsty Jessica music style. So like in my car right now I have Panic at the Disco and then Fall Out Boy, but like the one before the Sugar We're Going Down one, the album before that, it's like a blue cover. So yeah, I'm very stuck in my teenage years. Someone asked what my favorite insect is, and normally I would have skimmed over this one, but this house is like praying mantis, like mecca. Like I mean in the fall time, the whole side of the house is covered in praying mantises, and this is coming from someone, like I grew up in the woods, like in the woods. My parents' house is like a house in the middle of 10 acres of woods, and I've never seen a praying mantis like in the wild. And we moved into this house, and the first fall that we were here, they were just everywhere. And I probably have, like, from my old phone, there's probably like 300 pictures and videos of praying mantises because I was so excited that they were all over the place. So I'd have to say that now that the praying mantises flock to me and they understand how much I love them, it's probably my favorite insect. A lot of people asked about my husband, if he'll be in a video, if he thinks I'm crazy for having the amount of nail polish that I have. Yeah, how does he feel about all the nail polish, stuff like that. He probably won't be in a video. It depends on like the mood that he's in. Like some days, like he would not even think to sit in front of the camera, and then other days, if he's like being really weird, then he would like love to make a video. So it just kind of depends on like what kind of mood I catch him in. I have an old video from like 4 years ago that he was in. As far as the nail polish thing goes, believe it or not, he's the one that told me not to destash any mainstream brands because I would need them for comparisons. So he's like really I always ramble about YouTube and about nail polish, and I don't think he's listening, but apparently he is, because he is like starting to use terms. Like he was like explaining to his sister what a holographic polish was. He is always like, every time I make a new polish and like go to show him the prototype, he's always like, is it opaque in 2 coats? Like he's picked up a lot. Like I'm actually shocked at how much he's picked up. So he doesn't think I'm crazy for it. He actually like thinks it's really cool. Someone asked what the best-selling 9-0 polish was, and that is Twinkle Lights by far. S'more Hollow sold really well until Twinkle Lights came out, and then Twinkle Lights like blew that one out of the water. I have made so many of those. Someone asked how you know what collections are coming out before they come out to the public. I'm trying to think of the name of their website. I think it's Chic Profile. I'll link it down below. They are really good and really quick about posting teasers to mainstream polish collections, like when they're still embargoed. For some reason, like they don't ever have to take them down, where like other bloggers will have to take the press releases down when they're embargoed. So I will link that website down below because they're really good about posting sneak peeks about the names, sometimes bottle shots, and descriptions of the polishes that are coming out. Okay, so I got a lot of questions about what inspires me to make specific polishes and polish colors and stuff. And I didn't know how to answer this because honestly, I don't like look at something and think, oh, I want to make a polish that looks like that. Like I just think, hey, this with this in it and this color would look cool, and then I stick it together and see if it looks as cool like in the bottle as it did in my head. And that's basically how I come up with the colors. I don't like look at other things for inspiration. I just think, hey, this would look cool together, and that's where they come out from. I'm sure that I will start doing that eventually the more I do it. I'm still kind of new to it, but right now I just have so many ideas floating around in my head, I haven't had to look elsewhere to come up with anything, if that makes sense. Someone asked how often I plan to put out 9-0 collections. I have my spring collection is pretty much ready to go. I just started working on summer a couple weeks ago, and then I'm thinking about doing a trio for Valentine's Day, but I'm not sure. It depends on how busy I end up getting with the polish of the month that I'm doing. The Valentine's Day thing is up in the air, but I'll most likely just be sticking to like large main seasonal collections. A lot of people asked if all the swatching and stuff burns me out. It doesn't make me like never want to paint my nails ever. It just makes me not want to do it again that day that I've done all the swatching, if that makes sense. And like with like videos, like I'll film a video and then I'll go do all the swatches, so I don't want to paint my nails and then just have to take it off again. But I should start doing that because I always think I don't have time, or I'm gonna have to paint my nails and then take it right off again, so I don't do it. But then things end up, like the schedule ends up changing and I could have gone like 3 days with a manicure on if I had just done one 3 days prior. So like I said before, that's one of my New Year's resolutions, is to try to paint my nails more. The first indie nail polish that I owned, I had wanted Lindarella's Connect the Dots. The first time I saw it, that's what got me into indie polish. But that was so hard to find back then that I ended up searching Etsy for alternatives, and so I tried one from Pretty Unpolished, I think was my first one, Lush Lacquer, which is now Polish Me Silly, a brand called Aqua Daisy. I went through quite a few to try to find a dupe for Connect the Dots, and I ended up with like 15 black and white glitter toppers, but that's what got me into it at first. Someone asked what I choose to swatch, what factors apply, what I swatch, the order that I swatch in, etc. I typically have a backlog of things I plan. My videos are usually planned 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time, depending on how much I have in my 2 swatch pile. Right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 collections in there, which is like an unheard of low number for me. I like the after Christmas kind of lull where everyone has their holiday collections out and then there's a little bit of downtime before all the spring stuff starts coming out. So right now I only have a few. Generally, if I'm swatching one full collection, I'll try to go from the lightest color to the darkest color, because the lightest color, like right now I have, here's a couple from China Glaze, like these are not going to stain the skin around my cuticles, so I'll do these first. And the ones that are most likely to stain my skin, dark blues, dark purples, reds, things like that, I'll try to throw in at the end. And I always, if I have a glitter topper, like this, if I have a glitter topper, I always try to match the glitter topper up with a polish that's either in that same collection or a polish that's in my 2 swatch pile, so I can knock out 2 with 1. So I'll paint the cream on, take a picture of it, then put the glitter topper over it. So I always try, if I can, to use the glitter toppers over polishes that already need to be swatched. I had a few people ask if I had any advice on, I'm going to like get real comfy here. I had a few people ask if I had any advice on starting a YouTube channel, like a nail polish based YouTube channel. I actually did a whole video on this like 3 months ago, but I ended up scrapping the whole video because it got really, really ranty. But basically, the best advice I would give you is to just do videos that you like. If you don't need to like have every single collection, and you don't need to spend a bunch of money to start doing a YouTube channel on nail polish. I certainly talked about plenty of nail polish without needing it to be sent to me or needing to go out and buy like the latest things. So really just like make the kind of videos that you like to watch, and don't get caught up so much with the stuff aspect of it, because you can make really good videos without having to have like an entire room full of nail related stuff. It's not necessary. If it does really well and you get more into stuff, then yeah, you'll collect a bunch of stuff over time, but you don't need it to start it. So basically just like make sure that you are well lit. I don't have anything special for my swatch videos. I've got 3, I wish I could, I'm planning on doing a room tour sometime in the next couple weeks, but I have 3 cheap, like I'm talking like under $3 clip-on desk lamps clipped to a shelf above my desk, and that's all I use for lighting. I mean, I have a ring light for these videos, which I spent a bunch of money on after using umbrella lights for years, but that's only because my umbrella lights broke. So it's not necessary. You really, lamps and like a mixture of daylight bulbs and like indoor lighting bulbs will give you good enough light. Someone asked if I have any siblings. I do. I'm the youngest of 3. I have an older brother and an older sister. Oh, you know what? I never finished that one question about movies and TV shows. I don't watch a lot of TV shows anymore. There's a few that I record that I like will always go back and watch the recorded episodes over and over again. Impractical Jokers is one of them that I kind of discovered over the summer, and I love that. Oh my gosh, I laughed so hard at that show. I really, really like South Park. I really like Z Nation, even though it like got really, really weird. I still really like that. I watch The Walking Dead. I can't think of anything else that's on that I watch regularly. True TV started doing Billy on the Street, got a show there, and I started watching that because that's also really, really funny. But other than that, I tend to like want to watch things that will make me laugh rather than depressing things. Like my husband likes really, really dramatic, depressing TV shows and movies, and I'm not about that at all. And then movie-wise, I do like anything that involves like mindless action movies, things like that. Actually watched the Maze Runner movies, the 2 that are out so far, the other day, and I really, really liked those. I didn't think I would because I kind of really can't stand watching movies with like supposed to be like teenage kids as the leads. Like I don't know why. I just feel so old right now that I can't relate to those anymore. But I did really, really like those 2. Those were really good. Because it wasn't the kind of movie that made me sit there and roll my eyes at like every single cliche line and stupid like boy-girl interaction where like some of those movies do. I can't stand watching them because I just want like I roll my eyes so hard I can't even enjoy it. But those ones were really good because they didn't try to throw all that stuff in there. So I think that's it. I mean I had a lot of repeat questions, so some things might have gotten lost in the feed there, but for the most part I think I got the general gist of the questions answered. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I will talk to you later. Bye.